Hello, hey Darren, nice to have you here.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here.
Welcome on the Agile couch, although it's not the couch but the chairs. How is it going so far during the event?
It's going really well so far. I'm amazed at how many people are actually here today. I wasn't expecting like over 100 people to be here. And just the engagement from people and the way everyone is contributing to the discussions and so on is really, really good to see.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the engagement is really, really great as well. I can see that people are working around, being in the workshops, open space, so many things happening. What was the most, exciting that you catch the idea or, something triggered?
For me, the most exciting
far.
thing is being here
Okay.
to begin with, actually getting to come here. I think it was about 2 years ago I first spoke to the organisers about doing something at Agile Day Kaunas. So I'm finally here, so that's the most exciting thing at the moment. But from what's happened today, I think the talk on dynamic reteaming was particularly good for me. One of the workshops that was done there was getting the team to write down who they were, what their experiences were, what they could offer to the rest of the team, etc. So that's something I might think about taking home and trying with one of my own teams to see if that can potentially help that team. So yeah, I'm definitely taking that idea away from today.
And what's the main idea that you're picking from dynamic reteaming?
The main idea was that the team really have to get to know each other as human beings first, and what their own hopes and fears and experiences and things they can bring to the team actually are, rather than just expecting them to magically work together, even though they don't really know each other. They have to try and get to know things about each other first, and what might annoy someone else. So to try and avoid those problems and get them out in the open.
Yeah, and are you a fan of teamwork rather than group work or individuals? Are you aware about these concepts, individual work, group work, teamwork?
I'm more of a fan of teamwork, but again, as with everything, it depends. Some contexts, individuals can work better in some contexts, but generally in the work we do, it's mostly in teams. So a problem I've always had in the past is that generally teams were just thrown together from groups of different people, and they were just expected to work
together and achieve the goals.
Yeah, correct. And there's no other team in sport or anything like that I know of that you just put a lot of people together and just put them out on the pitch and expect it to just work there. So, yeah.
Okay, so I'll pick the sports as an example. What if we pick as a sports, be it football, soccer, or basketball, whatever it is, like the teams are always hiring new players, or the current ones are retiring, so there's always shift in dynamics. How do you relate that to your environment?
I think the first thing that I would think is you need to make sure that the team that is there at the moment is involved in some way in the hiring process of whoever is coming in, or the selection of whoever is going to come in, to make sure that they at least have some kind of a bond with the new person. And again, when a new person comes onto a team, you kind of treat it like a completely new team and almost reset and go back to the beginning again, maybe work on updating their team charter, work on doing the exercise where they share their hopes, fears, strengths, weaknesses, etc. So yeah, I think that's the main thing. The team has to put in a lot of work when someone new comes on. You can't just bring someone new on and expect it to just magically happen.
Yeah, I think you touched really the heart of it. That we usually tend to forget that we need to get back to what the team basics and the team charter, as you mentioned, and we just go and do. But we need to understand how we work, what's our values, and what's our mission together.
Yes,
that's really key thing. I agree, definitely. What you find interesting that you would like to hear that you didn't hear, for example, what would you expect?
That's a difficult one. There's a lot of stuff that I actually wanted to hear that was covered today. I think it's not necessarily something I would want to hear, but it's kind of like most Agile conferences. I would like more developers to actually be here. developers and maybe higher level managers to be here. It's good for those of us who work in Agile to come to these conferences, but really the developers and the managers could get even more out of this than we do, just by learning what we're trying to do for them when we're doing our Agile roles, or managers by learning to a certain extent how they can help unblock our work as Scrum Masters or Agile coaches. So it's not something that we can force developers or managers to come to these events, but I think it would be really useful if we could broaden the attendance a little bit there.
Okay.
But having said that, I've met lots of people here who aren't from traditional IT or development roles, and it's fantastic to see there are people here from HR and recruiting and all other aspects of the technology business as well. So it's great to see.
Yeah, it is getting better. I agree that more teams and developers, as you mentioned. It would be nice if it would be interested for them. Yeah. But what would you recommend at the end for our listeners?
I would recommend, if this event happens again next year, that they get their tickets booked as soon as possible and they attend it again next year, or they attend whatever similar events may happen at Agile Tour Vilnius or whatever. And also, obviously, to subscribe to your podcast.
Oh, that's cool.
That would be a fantastic start.
Are you a listener?
I'm not yet, but I'm going to be now. So.
Cool. Thanks for Facebook.
It's in English, isn't it? Yes.
There are a couple of English as well podcasts. So.
That's okay. I can listen to those ones.
Thanks, Darren. It was nice to meet you and have you here.
Thank you very much.
Have a great day ahead.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.